What's up, sports bettors? I've already given out some profitable plays that I was able to find on Prize Picks, but I've said this before, it's always beneficial to have more sportsbook accounts, right? So you're going to see Underdog Fantasy, they're running a promo tonight on RJ Barrett. They're bringing his points line down from 21.5 points to 0.5 points. So if RJ Barrett scores at least 1 point and you take the over, this is going to cash. So this is just some promo that Underdog Fantasy is running. So you never know which books are going to be offering promos on a given day, as well as which books are going to have value. So in this video, I'm going to be taking you through a play on No House Advantage. So No House Advantage is kind of similar to Prize Picks. I've explained this about Prize Picks and Underdog Fantasy, is these are fixed payout platforms, right? So if you go ahead and you look at, Underdog Fantasy, you're just going to get a 6x payout for any 3 picks you select. It doesn't matter if you take unders, doesn't matter if we switch this to a different player prop, and then if we take an under, you're always getting a 6x payout on Underdog Fantasy for any 3-pick entry. So on No House Advantage, for any 5-pick entry you create with insurance, you're getting a 12x payout if you go 5 for 5, and if you go 4 for 5, you're getting a 2.6x payout, as seen right here. Doesn't matter if you take overs, unders, doesn't matter if we switch this with a different pick. So if we take RJ Barrett points, doesn't matter, right? Any 5 picks you select, this is the payout you're getting. So long story short, what you can do is you can take these payouts, you go 4 for 5, you get 2.6x, you go 5 for 5, you get 12x, and you can back out what percentage of my picks do I have to win to be profitable on No House Advantage. And what you're going to see is it's 53.22%. And I'll include the spreadsheet in the description, and it's slightly different, right? Because for Prize Picks, if you create a 5-pick entry, this is your payout. You go 5 for 5, you get a 10x payout. We just said on No House Advantage, you go 5 for 5, you get a 12x payout. You go 4 for 5, you get 2x. On No House Advantage, it was 2.6x. And then if you go 3 for 5, it's 0.4x, whereas on No House Advantage, you don't get anything. So long story short, this is slightly different from platform to platform, but on No House Advantage, if you're able to select your over-unders, just like this. If you can select your over-unders correctly, 53.22% of the time, you're going to be profitable. It's really that simple. This is a fixed payout platform. All you got to do to make money on No House Advantage long-term is win 53.22% of your player props or more. Right? So you just got to be able to select these over-unders correctly 53.22% of the time. And the thing is most people, what the sportsbook assumes, what No House Advantage assumes, what Prize Picks assumes, is most people can't get better than 50%. Right? Like if you blindly selected over or under, if you had no advantage, you'd be hitting your player props less than 53.22% of the time, right? If you pick this randomly, you'd win 50, you'd lose 50. You'd be 50-50 to win this play if you just randomly selected. So if you have no advantage, your ROI is going to be negative 22%, right? So that's what No House Advantage is banking on. They're banking on the fact that you're not a sophisticated bettor, you don't have an advantage, and you're only able to select your over-unders correctly roughly 50% of the time. So we're just trying to increase this win rate. So the tool I typically start out on to find plays on No House Advantage is the Positive EV tool. So this tool works for, different sports books. You can see here there's a play on Prize Picks. So I actually included this in a Prize Picks entry, Sam Reinhart under 2.5 shots on goal. So again, No House Advantage, Prize Picks, these are fixed payout platforms, right? So if we look at Prize Picks, we want to take Reinhardt's under. And the reason we want to take the under is all the sports books are saying, hey, Sam Reinhardt, his under is heavily favored. All the sports books, all of these data points, Pinnacle, sharpest sports book in the world, Bovada, right? All these books have Sam Reinhardt's under around minus 140, right? So long story short, this is a profitable play to go with on Prize Picks. But if we go back to No House Advantage, again, No House Advantage, they're not changing your payout based on you selecting over or under, right? So you can see here, there's just this payout multiplier. Doesn't matter if you take overs, unders, it doesn't change, right? All you got to do is win 53.22% of your picks. So what you want to find is plays just like this one. Mitchell Robinson under 11.5 rebounds. So just the play in bold and in green, because these plays that OddsJam shows you are just spots where sports books have an under or an over really heavily favored. In this case, it's Robinson's under. We're following the data. As a sharp bettor, all these sports books are just data points telling you where a line should be set. So Pinnacle, Sharpest sportsbook in the world, they have the under as a minus 163 favorite. They have a ton of juice towards the under. Bovada is a little less aggressive on the under. They have it minus 130. Sports Illustrated minus 143. But long story short, you look at all these sportsbooks, every data point is telling you, hey, Mitchell Robinson's under should be favored. His under is a lot more likely than his over. So this is a player prop that's going to be winning over 50% of the time. I mean, sportsbooks have his under favored, so we know the under is more likely. And all we have to do to beat NHA is make sure the under is winning at least 53.22% of the time. And that's what OddsJam shows you. Just plays where the sportsbooks, it's all based in data. Everything is just based in real-time odds. You know, there's no BS, there's no, inside information from coaches. Everything's just based in data. So here, all the books have the under heavily favored for Robinson. So you would want to take Robinson's under in your no house advantage entry. And you can see here there's another tool on OddsJam called the fantasy screen. And this tool just quantifies what's the probability this play wins. And for Mitchell Robinson, all the books have his under heavily favored. So his under's 54% to win. The over's 56% to win. Right? So the under's 54% to win. I apologize. The over's 46% to win. So the under's the favored outcome, right? We know the under is going to be above 50%, but what you need to make sure is it's above 53.22%. So this fantasy screen, it just tells you all these plays in green are just player props that are winning over 53.22% of the time. And it's all based on sportsbook odds, right? All the books have Mitchell Robinson's under heavily favored. The under is more likely to occur. It's 54% to occur according to the sportsbook odds. So this is a sharp player prop pick to include in your no house advantage entry. Matt Strom, under 5.5 strikeouts. So you're going to notice there's some overlap with the positive EV tool. Matt Strom, under 5.5 Ks. This is a great play to go with. Why? Well, look at the sports books. They all have his under heavily favored. Pinnacle, sharpest bookmaker out there, has his under all the way down at minus 146. So what I ended up creating is just a little 5-pick entry. As you can see right here, Rutschman to not score a run. So you can see right here, Rutschman to not score a run, under half of a run. All the books have his under, him more likely to not score a run as opposed to score a run. Then we have Descalfini under 4.5 strikeouts, Strom under 5.5 strikeouts, Nylander over 3 shots on goal, Robinson under 11.5 rebounds. I'm betting 200 to win 2.4K. If we go 5 for 5, if we go 4 for 5, we'll get a 2.6x payout, right? So hopefully this video was helpful. Just kind of breaking down no house advantage, kind of a new fantasy platform, a new prize picks competitor where I've been able to find some value. Again, all these sports books have different lines from one another. Sometimes there's more value on prize picks. It looks like there's some plays on prize picks right now. Sometimes there's more value on no house advantage. It really depends on the day. So hopefully this video was helpful. Let's